Okay, let's get right into it. We're going to break down all the recent headlines swirling around Justin and Hailey Bieber because we need to figure out what's really going on behind all the speculation.
So this is the big question, right? Are they on the rocks or are they rock solid? One minute you hear about serious strain, the next you see them joking around online. So today, we're going to unpack all of it. The cryptic posts, the awkward apologies, and the public makeups, to see if we can get a clearer picture. To really understand what's happening now, we have to rewind the clock a few months, because this whole thing didn't just pop up overnight. It was a slow build of moments that really started to get fans worried. The first real red flag, the first sign that maybe something was off, wasn't a big public fight. Nope, it was a pretty cryptic social media post from Hailey herself, and it landed right when insiders and fans were already starting to get concerned about some of Justin's erratic online behavior.
Now, reading this on its own, it sounds incredibly harsh, doesn't it? But sources close to them were quick to say she wasn't looking for a way out of the marriage. This was supposedly about setting some firm boundaries, and reports said it was for the sake of their son, Jack.
So just as that was simmering, the pressure got turned up with this next incident, which, this one played out for everyone to see. It was all centered on a massive career moment for Hailey, her Vogue cover, and Justin's, let's just say, very clumsy attempt to congratulate her.
And this wasn't just awkward, It felt deeply insensitive. To bring up a hurtful past fight, a really mean comment, in his apology, it just completely overshadowed the whole point and made the entire situation feel super tense and uncomfortable for anyone watching.
And behind the scenes, reports suggested the issues were getting even more serious. We heard that Hailey was really pushing Justin for some significant personal growth, that she was concerned about his behavior and what was being described as a growing mental divide between the two of them. So with all of that tension simmering in the background, things reportedly came to a head during what should have been a really creative and exciting time, the making of Justin's latest album. From what we've heard, Justin was completely consumed by his 7th album, Swag. Sources were calling it an intense emotional immersion, and that kind of deep focus on his art reportedly created a real disconnect at home. And this really paints a picture of the dynamic they were in. You have him, totally focused inward on his music, and then you have Hailey, being outwardly supportive, showing a ton of patience while just kind of weathering the creative storm. But then, just in the last week or so, after months of tension, the entire public narrative just started to change. We began seeing this series of much more lighthearted and very public moments between the two of them. And the shift happened fast. I mean, really fast. The album's release on August 20th seems to have been the trigger. The very next day, you've got playful posts, then it's their son's first birthday celebration, and then a family vacation. It really looks like a very conscious, intentional effort to reconnect. And this was Justin's first public move. It's humorous, it's obviously affectionate, and a simple little post like this instantly started to change the public conversation from one of concern to one that was much more lighthearted. And Hailey jumped right in. When a picture of Justin with Kendall Jenner went viral, she dropped this witty comment. It was such a clear signal to everyone watching that, hey, the mood between them was secure, it was playful, and everything was okay. So, after all the drama, the cryptic posts, the sudden playful banter, where does that actually leave them? Let's try to put all the pieces together. When you lay it all out like this, you can really see the contrast. On one side, you have these serious issues, right? The album strain, that really insensitive Vogue caption. But then on the other, you see how they've turned things around with humor and public support, setting boundaries and just moving forward. So what's the verdict here? Well, despite some very real, very public tension, all of their most recent actions point to a really strong commitment to reconnecting. They are actively working through their issues, and maybe just as importantly, they're making sure the world sees them doing it. And ultimately, watching their entire relationship roller coaster play out in captions and comments really brings up a much bigger question. In this day and age, with this level of scrutiny, can a marriage that's this public ever truly be private?